Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to another live stream. I missed some of the notifications, so it's going to take a minute just for everybody to pile in. So I will start off kind of slow here because I don't want to leave everyone behind. But definitely wanted to go live. Hope you guys are all doing good. We've got a couple things to talk about. And yeah, I think it'll be a good stream today. Hope you guys have been having a good week. Hey, what's up, Artful? What's up, Dozier, man? Number one, nice, very nice. Will most likely fall asleep. Hey, go ahead and ask all your questions first, then that way I can make sure I hit them for you. I know I got started a couple minutes later than expected, but that's just how it goes sometimes. Glad to see you. And don't forget, guys, as you pile in, looks like we've got about 10 people in. Don't forget, hit that like button. Make sure that YouTube recommends this stream and this channel to other people. That way we can have a lot of interaction. Plenty of good questions means plenty of good answers. So I'll just go ahead and get started, guys. As you can see, we're sitting here on the daily time frame for Dogecoin. Dogecoin's sitting at about 14.5 cents. And I'm feeling pretty good about where Dogecoin is at this point in time. As you can see, at our all-time high, this is the daily time frame, by the way, so it's summarizing about a year's worth of activity. 75 cents, SNL night. Ever since then, we've just been ranging between this area right here, about 16 cents and 35 cents. Up and down, up and down, up and down. More recently, we've had kind of another market crash here that kind of put us on a little bit of bearish territory. But I don't personally think that this is going to last forever. So I really don't think that this is going to last very long. So I'm not feeling too bad about this. I think it's a healthy pullback, in my opinion. But as you can just see on the daily time frame, I mean, for a lot of the time we were sitting above the 200 EMA and above even the 100 and the 50. And then we started to consolidate a bit here. You can see how the bands kind of got narrower and narrower, much less volatility and fluctuation. And then things started to flip to the underside of the 200 EMA here. The price action for one, and then you see the 50 and the 100 EMAs also. And that happens often. This does not make me panic. This does not mean that Dogecoin is dead. This does not mean that Dogecoin is going to 1 cent or anything like that. In my opinion, this is just a healthy pullback. And there's plenty of good news here for Dogecoin that makes me think that very soon we're going to start to see some price movement, some positive price movement. The thing that I really like right now, before I kind of read the chat and get into some other things, the thing that I really like right now about Dogecoin is how cheap it is. Guys, don't forget, the cheaper the asset that you're trading, the less price movement you need to get the same percentage gains. Because think about it this way. If you buy Dogecoin at $1 and you want to make, let's just say 50% profit on your investment, Dogecoin needs to go from $1 to $1.50. And that would be your 50% increase. That's a lot. That's a lot. But at this point, to get a 50% increase on your investment, you need Dogecoin to go from 14 cents to about 20, 21. Much easier to do. So the cheaper the asset, the easier it is to really capitalize on gains, on percentage gains. Now, the reason why that's so easy, especially the reason why it's so easy, is because we know that Dogecoin has been all the way up to 70s. It's been to 74, almost 75 cents. And we know that the comfortable price range here is right about, make sure I'm not hiding drawings. I am. So let's delete all of these, actually, because they are cluttering up the screen. Don't forget, hit that like button as you pile in, guys. I do appreciate it if you enjoy the content. All right, so I'm going to delete all of these here. And even these are no longer necessary. All right, so the comfortable price that Dogecoin fluctuates in is from where this red line is, well, not even there. From right about here, right about 16 cents, up to about here. Right about 35. 16 to 35 cents is the price area that Dogecoin has traded in extremely frequently, which means it's really easy for Dogecoin to get back in here and range in this territory. People have seen these prices many times. People have felt comfortable buying at these prices, and they're not going to think, you know, when we're sitting at 25 cents or we're sitting at 30 cents that the price of Dogecoin is too high. And they're probably going to feel still confident buying even at the top of this year, because Dogecoin's actually gone much higher than that. But you could see there's been plenty of activity at these average prices here. So if you buy in right now at 14 cents to get 100% return on your investment and double your money, Doge only needs to go to 28, and that only puts it here. And you still have all this area to play with here. From 28 up to 35, you can get another large percentage gain on your investment. And then who knows, if we really take off, then we end up here and you've tripled, quadrupled, quintupled, whatever the term is, your money. So that's why I'm pretty happy about this. Now, I will say as well up front, I did go ahead and buy some. I went ahead and I bought some. All right. So I've told you guys before, my typical prices to buy at 19, 16, 13, and then I'd be looking somewhere around 10 or a little less, maybe like 9 or 8 would be awesome if it happened. But I mean, Dogecoin was sitting at 13, and then it started getting towards 15, 14, bouncing around in that area. So I went ahead and I bought some. The way that I did it, because we started to get some really good news and I didn't want to greed. Mariano, it's dark on your end, bad haircut. No. Well, yes, actually. I haven't had a haircut in quite a while. I've been camping out in the house, but let me turn the brightness up just a bit before I continue. Just a bit. Maybe I can adjust my office lights here. Nope. Looks like with that color, it's on 100%. Let's do that. Maybe that's better. Anyway, so because of some of the news that's been coming out recently, I just wasn't too sure if Doge was going to sit at 14, 15 cents and not take off. So I went ahead and I placed a buy of a relatively small size, but pretty decent, at about 14.5 cents, and I added some more at 15. Now what I'm doing is I'm waiting for the real pullback to happen, just in case there's going to be, just in case the market's not done selling off. I'm waiting for a more significant pullback towards 13 and 12, and that's where I'm really going to add some more if it pulls back. On the other end, if we don't get another pullback and we keep getting good news, instead of adding on the pullback, I'm just going to add at my next price point, which is 16 cents. So again, my play here is I'm in right about here. Let's just say my average is 15 cents. I'm waiting for a pullback to 13. And if it goes anywhere in this general area under 13, I'm going to buy. 13.50 to 12s, whatever. Whenever it looks like it's hit a bottom, I'm going to buy a lot. And then if it goes to 16 cents, instead of pulling back, if it just takes off, then I'm going to add there. Those are where I feel comfortable. What's up, Crypto Critter? Hope you're doing good. You watched the Fed report and Tesla call? How was it? What's up, Chosen? Both were good? Awesome. Alex says, hello, my friends. Hope you're all doing good today. I'm doing well. Hope you all are as well. No news on crypto with the Fed? So far, no. There's a lot of different things going on, guys. And one of the things I want to talk about is Bitcoin in Russia. So as you know, or probably know, Bitcoin started to sell off a couple days ago pretty hard because rumors started to spread that Russia was looking to do a full ban. Oh my goodness, I'm misclicking here. Please bear with me. Russia was looking to do a full ban of Bitcoin. All right, and let's flip over to Twitter for this one. So, Bitcoin Russia. And I'll just show you guys what I'm talking about. I wish that was an article I could open. Okay. Anyway, there were some articles spreading around with misleading titles that were kind of clickbait, basically saying that Russia was looking to ban Bitcoin. And that bad news started to spread. Everyone started to panic, and the price of Bitcoin started to tank. But actually, some of the content in the articles, if you actually read it, it was saying not that Bitcoin was really looking to be banned by Russia, but they're looking to figure out regulation for crypto. Kind of the same thing that's going on here in the United States. Now, because of that, this is actually flipped to more of a positive thing. And as you can see, Bitcoin Magazine just yesterday said just in, Russia needs to regulate Bitcoin, not ban it. And that's from the Russia Ministry of Finance. So it actually does not look like Russia is trying to get a ban off, but they're trying to figure out how to regulate it. So this could be good or bad. Now, the good is anytime someone's looking to regulate something, as long as they don't go overboard with it and make it impossible to use, it's typically a good thing because that shows that they trust it enough to allow it, right? Because they didn't ban it. And then they're going to put some regulations in place to make sure that the system can't get abused, which at the end of the day, those sometimes regulations are annoying. Those sometimes it ends up resulting in more taxes paid by the customer. At the end of the day, it also does safeguard you, so then you end up not being as exposed to potential money losing opportunities. So there's usually a plus and a minus, but Russia is somewhat interested in Bitcoin, not in banning Bitcoin, all right? On top of that, Russia is actually showing some interest in Bitcoin, and according to Putin, he said that, which is the president of Russia, if you didn't know, he said that Russia has some advantages. There are some advantages in Bitcoin mining that Russia has. So they're actually looking at it as something that they could get into and take over. And in fact, I just read here that they are actually kind of feeling like they need to be in competition with the United States in regards to mining Bitcoin. So this is actually kind of good news in a way, and I think that's going to stop some of the Bitcoin bleeding here, and that's why we saw a bit of a reversal. If you just look at the technicals if you look at like the 30-minute chart here, you can see there was a massive sell-off, and then right here we get like this V shape, which usually indicates we hit a rock bottom. We bounce right back up, and now we're ranging up. So I think we're going to start to see a reversal of market structure here and start to head to the upside. Before I continue, I'll read some more comments. Tesla call, they dropped the F-bomb, hilarious, really. One new me said, what's up, man? Panic, it's dead, going to 1 cent, just joking, it's easy to lose as quick as well, just pointing out the other side. Yeah, absolutely, definitely keep in mind the risk. You're 100% right. Hey, what's going on, Preezy? Good to see you. That's why I trade lower picked coins rather than Bitcoin, way better percentage gains. Yes, exactly. What's up, El Bosch? Yeah, Russia wants to mine it. Would it really matter if Russia banned Bitcoin? It's not exactly an economic powerhouse. Long term, maybe not. But the problem with people banning cryptocurrencies, if you just look at China, for example, this is where things start to get dicey. If the country decides to do a full-on ban to where they're not just banning the mining of it, but then they ban the use of it, you're taking millions and millions of potential users away from the currency, which is bad because one of cryptocurrency's main, and it doesn't even matter which crypto you're talking about. You could be talking about a blockchain solution, layer 2, or a currency like Bitcoin or Dogecoin. For all of them, generally their main catalyst, aside from technical things and improvements that make them good and better, is going to be people adopting them and accepting them and assigning value to them. And usually the way that value goes up is by more people using it, because then everybody can trust it more. They feel more comfortable with it. For example, think of, let's just say Bitcoin. All right, let's just use that one for an example. Bitcoin's a store of value. Ideally, you'd want to be able to use Bitcoin to store your money in a safe place that's anti-deflationary or anti-inflationary. And then you'd also want to be able to use it to transfer funds from one Bitcoin holder to another. If you take a whole country out of that equation, you've got all of Russia that cannot participate in Bitcoin. And so they're not going to really see any value in holding a Bitcoin because they legally can't and might get them in legal trouble. So it just brings the value down of the project because not everybody can take advantage of it. And yeah. But overall, in the grand scheme of things, the big picture, would Russia not taking it really kill it? No. There's still plenty of other people that could use it, but it just would not help. These countries are not going to really ban Bitcoin. It's just FUD to manipulate the market. It works every time they pull this. Yeah, there's a lot of market manipulation going on as well. I think there are some people trying to get in at discounts. And so not just countries spreading FUD, but then you've also got some people, what do you call them? Writers, article writers, intentionally wording stuff to make people that don't do the research sell. I've been noticing that as well. What do I think of Cathie Wood's predictions on Bitcoin? Yeah, so in case you don't know what Artful's talking about there, Cathie Woods made a statement that she predicts by the year, 2030 or something like that Bitcoin would be worth $1 million per Bitcoin. I think it's possible. As long as Bitcoin succeeds and continues to succeed and things go well, I could see it happening. I don't see why not. I mean, we had projections of 100K by the end of a month and a half ago, and then we had projections for 200,000 to 500,000 by 2024 or the end of 2024. So, add another 5 years to that. Absolutely. It's definitely not impossible. Now, I can't really say if it'll happen or not, because here's the thing that I always think about when I try to make price predictions. It's not like, can it happen? Because a lot of times things can happen. For example, 10 years from now, Dogecoin could also be worth $1,000 per. It's possible. Can it happen? Yes. There's a lot of factors that could work in the favor of cryptocurrency to allow Dogecoin to be worth that much. So if Bitcoin's worth 10 times or 100 times what it is right now, Dogecoin could be worth 10 times or 100 times what it is right now, because then all the market caps of everything go up, and the relative price of Dogecoin compared to the other market leaders still stays in check, and things still make sense. So a lot of things are possible, but what I try to think of is what could happen in between now and then that could cause it not to happen. And when you've got 10 years that you're trying to consider, who knows what could even happen? 5 years from now, we might go into enter into some place where all the countries decide, you know what, forget this, we hate it, we're all going to permanently ban it and make it so that nobody could use it. And then it could just become illegal to use cryptocurrency, and it's more of a black market activity, an underground thing. And because of that, the price of these cryptos might suffer, because a lot of the institutional investors and the smart money just want to get out and get into something safer. You just never know what can happen. It's just so much time. So, what was that? It's just so much time. Too much can happen. So I really don't look out that far. Can it happen? Yes. But there's so many things that could stop that, saying it can happen doesn't hold too much weight for me. Will McDonald's accept Dogecoin? They seem like a tease. I definitely want to talk about that, so I'll circle back to that one. And what triggers are we waiting on right now? Good one. Any news on spot ETF? I just heard a couple days ago that they filed for another spot ETF, and they are waiting for information on that one. So I think we'll be keeping an eye out for next month to see if that gets approved. Hopefully one of these days it'll get approved. As of now, though, no new info on the ETF. One news says, soon Russia's going to end up with even more sanctions, so they will need Bitcoin, as they will be blocked from international markets, I'm sure. That could be a thing. I really think that these countries, if you've noticed recently, all of these countries are, whether they like it or not, really starting to get interested in cryptocurrency. So not just the country leaders, but then the country's members, including the celebrities and everything. I really think that short term, and I'm talking about this year, we're really going to start to see celebrities and even countries, the financial departments of countries, really start to figure out ways to implement hopefully Dogecoin, cryptocurrency into their flow and to take advantage of it. And I think that's when the price of these things will really start to skyrocket. Because if you're an institutional investor, for example, and you've been a little skeptical to jump on the Bitcoin train or the Ethereum train, and you see your country, you see the government of your country start to take advantage of it, obviously you're going to suddenly feel a little more confident in it. Because if they're confident in it, why shouldn't you be? And it's the same effect that I've been saying, if Tesla's confident in Dogecoin, the lesser companies that are looking for ways to improve are going to say, well, why shouldn't we be? They're making it work. It's kind of the same thing, but on a bigger scale. But yeah, you make a good point. Is January a good month historically? Let's take a look. This might take a while for me to find, but I did post something in our Discord group a while ago with the historical data of Bitcoin per month. And maybe we can just Google it if I can't find it here, because I don't remember off the top of my head. Let's see. Bitcoin historical chart. Okay, this should do. So if we take a look at January, whoa, zoomed in too far. If we just take a look at January here, the last 2 Januaries have been good, but then the 4 before that or the 5 before that were actually bad. And then the 2 before that were good. So it depends on the perspective. Historically, no, but recently, yes. So there's that. Yeah, it hurts confidence. All right, so let's talk about Dogecoin, because this is kind of what the title was really geared towards and the thumbnail. So what I want to talk about is what just happened with Dogecoin. Monkey see, monkey do. What just happened with Dogecoin and how I feel about what just happened. So in case you guys are out of the loop, Elon Musk, Mr. Elon Musk, the leader of the Dogecoin movement, in my opinion, said some interesting things here, and we need to review this. So, tweets and replies. We all know that Elon has really been the driver of Dogecoin. Let me get that off the screen to not freak people out. He's been the driver of the whole Dogecoin movement. He went on SNL because of that. When he did that Dogecoin skit, because of all the hype that occurred, Dogecoin saw its all-time highs. And even since then, Elon has had a particular interest in Dogecoin, and his statement behind it is, as a currency in the decentralized cryptocurrency space, Dogecoin is actually fundamentally good and potentially the best at what it does. And then on top of that, he always says that fate loves irony. So the things that you would think would not happen sometimes are the things that do happen. And, for example, a coin gets created, Dogecoin gets created as a joke, and then it actually turns out to be serious, that kind of thing. And he's really behind the whole movement, and he really thinks Dogecoin is going to succeed. And he's even got people on his financial board on the what's it called, the Dogecoin team for development and improvement. So if we go to his account, this is what happened recently, and I want to find it so I'm not just talking. Okay, so he made this tweet yesterday, and he said, "I will eat a Happy Meal on TV if McDonald's accepts Dogecoin." So before I even go to the response, before I even go to what I think about any of the other things, what I really want to talk about is just the fact, and hey Chazmandu, how's it going? What I really want to talk about is the fact that Elon Musk said this and made this statement. Because when you think about this in itself, Elon Musk is the richest, most influential man. Well, definitely the richest in the world, and arguably the most influential. And I would say that he is. And he's a future thinker and everything. Everybody looks up to Elon Musk. On top of that, now he's saying that if McDonald's accepts Dogecoin, he will eat a Happy Meal on TV. With basically no strings attached. He did not say, and you pay me a certain amount of money, or if we sign some sort of agreement. So he's giving himself as a marketing tool to these companies in exchange for them promoting Dogecoin, which is actually pretty huge. For him to be willing to do that shows how much he is behind Dogecoin and how much he wants the project to succeed. Because typically, if someone were to do something like that, that would be a sponsored deal to where someone like Elon Musk could demand who knows how much money, probably hundreds of thousands of dollars. But this is what he's doing just to get Dogecoin promoted. And he's going to companies as big as McDonald's and calling them out directly saying, hey, accept Dogecoin and I'll even help you guys out if you do. So we have this most influential person in the world driving Dogecoin and helping with the marketing on his own initiative, doing, and potentially is going to help us accomplish things that without him are just not possible. Because you've got other people, whether or not McDonald's decides to do it or not, other people are going to jump on that kind of opportunity and say, oh yes, absolutely. That is some insane marketing. So that's just a massive message here that's being sent. It made me more bullish on Dogecoin than I have been over the last year. because if he keeps this up, it's almost impossible for Dogecoin not to succeed, especially if he only mentions Dogecoin specifically. Because just imagine, we've got these other coins that people like to say are competition, right? We've got Shiba Inu. We've even got things like XRP and XLM that have coins that, well, not should, but the others have coins that could potentially be used as currency and could be moved around relatively cheaply. But if he comes to these companies that are not really in the crypto space yet and says, hey, natively accept Dogecoin, please, I'll drive business to you if you do it, and we even accept it on our website, I can show you how to do it the right way, then that's going to potentially be massive for Doge, and that could make Dogecoin explode as adoption of Dogecoin only takes over first and foremost. So anyway, and then let's get on to what the result of this was. If we go to McDonald's just to see what their reply was, so everybody got excited about this. People are talking about the new Doge Happy Meal. One news says the McDoge burger. Yep, the McDoge is what I tweeted as well. Plenty of opportunity here. This is how McDonald's handled the response, or handled his tweet. If we go to McDonald's page, here's their response. After the day before, kind of shouting out to crypto people, which made people think that maybe something good was going to happen here. They said, how are you doing, people who run crypto Twitter accounts? This was after, anyway. Here's their response. Only if Tesla accepts Grimace coin. And then has a picture of this coin that they made up in like 5 seconds. So that was their response to Elon Musk. I will eat a Happy Meal on TV if McDonald's accepts Dogecoin. McDonald's says only if Tesla accepts Grimace coin. So this was probably the worst response that they could have thought of. And it actually made me mad. It made me genuinely mad. I just read this and I retweeted it and I closed my phone and I didn't really say anything for a while. But it was genuinely upsetting. And the reason I'm saying that is because you've got this person with this coin that people already in the crypto space that are trolls and don't understand, and people that are uneducated like to say is a joke of a coin. Now, it started off as a joke, don't get me wrong. But now, if you just forget about the logo and the name of the thing, and you look at Dogecoin and what the coin actually is and what it does, as a currency, it's actually fundamentally really good and should be used. And there's plenty of advantages to going that route and using Dogecoin versus using cash, using a third party, having to deal with massive transaction fees and all kinds of other things. Dogecoin's actually really good for moving money around. And then McDonald's basically gives a troll response, basically, in effect, completely ignoring who added them. And trashing you. This is almost a jab at Dogecoin, saying that Dogecoin's trash, right? And that this whole thing that Elon Musk said was basically a joke to them. Because then they say only if you accept Grimace coin, this little coin that they made up in 5 seconds that didn't actually exist, with kind of a troll. And this image of the coin mocks Dogecoin because it's got just the emoji as the face, says and resembles the Dogecoin logo. So they basically just called Dogecoin like a joke and trash and completely brushed this under the rug. So it was kind of messed up and made me mad. I know me personally, I don't eat at McDonald's anymore. I think their food's kind of trash, but if they did accept Dogecoin, I would have gone there and tried to spend it. And I'm sure that plenty of other people that don't go to McDonald's very often, that are in the Dogecoin community, hundreds of thousands of people would have gone to McDonald's, maybe even more than once, only because they would have accepted Dogecoin and they want to support the movement. So, I mean, this was just a super uneducated response. This was a really, really bad marketing move. And honestly, whoever's in charge of their Twitter account should probably be fired, especially if it's anyone from the marketing department, because this was the dumbest thing they could have responded. They should have at least just said, we'll look into it, even if they had no intention of taking it. This wasn't even just not great, but this was bad. So, Crypto says, can you expand on Doge's fundamental value? Not disagreeing, just asking. Yeah, absolutely. And I'm just going to keep it simple because I can't remember all the specs off the top of my head. Dogecoin does not aim to be a blockchain. It does not aim to rival Ethereum or Cardano or anything like that. It is not for hosting other projects. It is not aimed to be a host for smart contracts, apps, and NFTs. It does not aim to be, just some crazy store value that is super hyper deflationary, where there's a coin token burn and a limited supply and all of that. Dogecoin is cryptocurrency's solution for payments. That does not require anything else but to have the coin and to have a wallet, which is just the decentralized cryptocurrency equivalent to cash. So that's what Dogecoin is. It's a coin that is decentralized, that is perfect for having a monetary value assigned to it and moving that amount of money from one person to another in exchange for goods. It's just perfect for transacting. And the reason for that primarily is because, one, it's cheap. Well, other than being decentralized and secure and having a large backing following already and good people on the development team, right? Because those things go without saying. But from a more fundamental standpoint, it's super, super cheap to move around. The transaction fees have been greatly reduced. So now it's only like 0.01 Dogecoin or 0.1. I can't remember exactly, but it got reduced significantly from 1 Dogecoin down to like a tenth or a hundredth of a Dogecoin to move money around from one person to another. So that means that if I'm a company like Tesla and I want people to start paying me in Dogecoin, there's actually the benefit of me being able to save money as the company, because when you accept payments through, let's just say you take Visa, you take MasterCard, whatever, the payment system that's in between generally charges a percentage, especially when people pay with like a card, like credit. The actual person that's providing the service, they lose a percentage of the transaction, and they have to pay that as a transaction fee to the merchant that's providing that middleman service. If you accept Dogecoin, all you have to deal with is the minimal transaction fee for each transaction. So you cut the middleman out. They don't have their hands on your transaction data and into all your users' privacy or your own privacy. They don't have their hands in your transaction money, taking a portion of it, just stealing like 3 to 5% of a transaction each time it goes through. All you have to do is pay like half of a Dogecoin, which at this point is like 5 cents instead of tens or hundreds of dollars, depending on what's being bought, and your transaction goes through. So financially, it makes sense. And if you also want to support decentralized things, it also makes sense. It's about getting rid of the middleman. And Dogecoin's really one of the top 3. I mean, you could say XRP is good too, but it's having issues. And XLM is a potential contender as well. But Dogecoin has the community. So it's really in the best place to be the currency, the decentralized currency. And then there's also a nice supply. So I think the supply could be a little higher if it's going to be global. But at the same time, if we get global adoption, the value of a Dogecoin will probably go up. So then maybe we would need less of them. But yeah, that's a quick rundown of the fundamental value of Dogecoin. It's just good at what it does, being a currency. As soon as I saw someone make this coin, I knew it would be a rug pull, and it was, yeah. So McDonald's basically just said, haha, only if you accept Grimace coin, and then made a dumb coin. So troll response, fire this person, and this was basically a no from them, obviously. But who knows how much weight this person that tweeted this actually has. McDonald's could still, on the back end, be looking into it, and this was just the Twitter account person. So I won't say that McDonald's wrote it off, but from this was basically a write-off. So there's that. Now, and then someone did make Grimace coin, and it was a bit of a rug pull, like Toby just said. But the thing is, if you look on Elon's tweet, McDonald's hasn't participated too much, but Burger King has kind of been all over the whole Dogecoin thing. They did a little special run before where they did something with Dogecoin. I can't remember exactly what it was. But then, in response to this tweet, Burger King went out of their way to respond and said, only a king knows what the coin do. So there's a chance that they would be interested in working something out with Elon Musk. And this is just the beginning, guys. I don't know if Burger King in itself Burger King's not as big of a fast food chain as McDonald's is. Now, McDonald's would probably move the needle in the same way that Tesla moved the needle, or the same way that Walmart or Amazon would move the needle as far as the price is concerned. Burger King would probably give us a nice little pump, but this would be the start, and this is what I'm talking about. A chain reaction of people adopting and accepting Dogecoin, and it really just starting to spread. So Burger King takes it, Wendy's takes it, Taco Bell starts taking it, McDonald's starts taking it, Walmart, Target, your local supermarket, your online retailer start taking it, and then suddenly Dogecoin is this widely spread, widely accepted thing that people are starting to pay with accept for, or in exchange for using cash or using like a credit card or something. And then Dogecoin just continues to improve. And then maybe when Ethereum 2 comes, if we get an ETH2 bridge at that point, we can implement some kind of smart contract functionality in there to where you get rewards and like cash back for purchases and whatnot whenever Ethereum fees have been significantly reduced around that time, maybe next year. So just big picture, these kind of things are the start. And this was a super aggressive start by Elon, and this is exactly what we need. Now, someone did ask kind of what the roadmap is for Dogecoin, and I don't know if I retweeted it. If so, that would be very convenient, but if I did not, I will still find it. All right, doesn't look like I retweeted it. Maybe it's in my likes. Let's see. Does not appear to be. So let's do this. So Dogecoin does have a bit of a roadmap. Let's see. Get them chicken sandies at McDonald's, not as grim as girl. Yeah. Yes. Thank you, Toby. Thank you, Toby. Thank you, Toby. Before we get to this, Mr. Beast Burgers made a positive comment here. And I'm glad that Burger King responded positively as well, because the McDonald's thing was really like a shot in the foot for us. But Mr. Beast Burger, they said, Elon Musk, if you retweet this, we will work on accepting Dogecoin. So there's actually some things going on here to where these other companies are seeing, and this is what I'm talking about. The marketing value alone for these companies to get involved with Elon Musk being the driver, I mean, it's a win-win, because they say, all right, if we accept Dogecoin, not only do we get some potential exposure from Elon Musk, which is a big marketing move, but then we get exposure to the entire Dogecoin community who is wanting to spend their money because they have it in Dogecoin and they want to spend Dogecoin. So that's a win for them. The win for us is adoption, which makes Dogecoin more valuable because more people accept it as a method of payment, and then the price goes up for the holders. So this is the kind of exchange that we want to see. Companies getting interested. And this is why I've been saying Elon Musk, the SHIB community and all these other communities that don't have Elon Musk backing them, they love to make fun of the fact that Dogecoin is Elon Musk backed and we have to rely on Elon Musk pumps and whatever. Us having this guy on our side is probably the best thing that could happen to Dogecoin. So just because they're jealous about it doesn't really mean anything. This is very big for us. And then the creator of Doge said, by the way, y'all don't need a Elon retweet. Doge Army is strong enough to get you some heavy engagement. Right, guys? Of course, I like that tweet. And it's true. If they go ahead and accept it, people will start ordering from them. They don't need Elon Musk to do the retweet. Whether he does or doesn't, if they accept Dogecoin, they're going to get more business. And then Mr. Beast said, thanks, social media manager, but I doubt he cares. And then Shibatoshi said, I care, though. I care. And so just making it very, very known that we want it to happen. Make it happen. Thanks for pointing that out, Toby. I almost forgot. And, okay, Dogecoin trail map. According to Preezy. Please hold. I saw that one. There was someone did a nice one here. All right, well, I'll just go to this one. So Dogecoin does have a bit of a roadmap that they call a trail map. This is also published on their website, so you can go check it out. But there's a couple important things here for Dogecoin's progression, and these things are kind of written out. So let's get started. And I mentioned this in the last stream. I'm going to skip a couple of these things, but Giga Wallet and the Dogecoin keyring here, and then Radio Doge, and then point of sale. So those are kind of the big ones that stand out. Dogecoin Giga Wallet will provide a robust enterprise-scale multi-user wallet service designed for integrators who will transact Dogecoin on behalf of their users. It provides higher-level transaction APIs and events useful for many kinds of integrations, for games to social to exchanges. So this is for, this is really for companies to really easily and in an efficient way natively integrate for them to be able to accept Dogecoin as a method of payment. Think of things like in-app purchases. Think of things like maybe the Google Play Store or the Apple App Store, or things like I said, in-game purchases, social media websites accepting tips, just like Twitter does for Bitcoin, and then also for exchanges, to really integrate a native way that does not require having a third party to accept Dogecoin as a method of payment for things. So this is one of the things that is short-term on the roadmap. You can see it's not very far down the list. The Dogecoin keyring is, it's an app, and I want to get to the explanation of that. So maybe I'll go to Dogecoin trail map. Let's see. I know they talked about it in here. Maybe I won't be able to find it so easily. They didn't put a link there. But basically, it was a really neat way to be able to hold your Dogecoin and spend your Dogecoin, and there was even an app for it. So that was really cool. And then lowering the barrier for new devs, that comes even before the Giga Wallet. And there's just some other things in here as well. And first and foremost, though, the thing that they talked about here was bringing to focus the utility that Dogecoin provides, because utility equals adoption, adoption equals more utility, utility, adoption, utility, adoption, utility, adoption. This is the way. So making sure that Dogecoin gets better over time at what it's focused on doing, and then also making a push for more people to adopt it once that utility is really where it needs to be. So, and then they made the comparison with an old coin that was used back in the day, called a denarius or denarii, which was worth about a day's wages. It didn't have anything fancy about it. No smart contracts, no scriptability, no decentralized apps. Yet this coin controlled the world. Everybody knew what this coin was, and it didn't have to do anything crazy to be purposeful. It had one purpose, and that was to represent value. People could use a denarius or multiple to buy things or sell things for denariuses. It was just the currency. And Dogecoin is on a similar trajectory to be the digital denarius, basically. The digital decentralized dollar bill as we know it. So anyway, that's pretty much it. But what I really wanted to talk about, guys, was just the fact that, one, Dogecoin is, in my opinion, at a pretty good buy spot. I am buying anywhere from where we are up to 16 cents. So I'm buying here. If we go up to 16, I'm buying more. If we go down to 12 again, I'm buying more. I'm buying more. I'm buying more. I do not want to miss out. When Dogecoin continues to get adoption here, we're now seeing Elon Musk making these big pushes. I really think the value of this coin is going to go up this year pretty significantly, as long as Bitcoin doesn't keep crashing and manipulating all the altcoins to look like they're in a super bearish state. But even if it does, I think Dogecoin's still going to do very well. We're going to have what looks like we're going to have some Burger King news soon. On top of that, we're going to have Robinhood wallets coming out of beta probably within the next couple weeks. And then people are actually going to be able to spend their Dogecoin. All 60% of Dogecoin that's locked up right now in Robinhood wallets is going to be freed. So people won't just have to have the only option being to sell it when the price goes up. They can instead spend it to buy things, and that will reduce selling pressure. And then on top of that, we can expect to hear especially if Elon Musk is still pushing for it. Obviously, things are going pretty well with Dogecoin for Tesla right now. So I would think short term, we could even expect to see Dogecoin being available as an option to buy vehicles with over these next couple weeks. I think that's going to go live. That's going to be another big push for Dogecoin. And then we're going to see Burger King. Hopefully McDonald's will revisit, and then maybe some online retailers as well over these next couple months. And so I think that all those things combined is really going to make the value skyrocket. So now I just want everybody to know, I'm not giving any kind of price target predictions. I have no idea where Dogecoin will go. I've already talked about many times where it can go. And if you don't feel super confident or familiar with that information, just go to CoinMarketCap, look at Bitcoin and Ethereum's market cap, look at Dogecoin's, and then just multiply the price of Dogecoin currently by how many times it would need to multiply to reach one of those market caps. So if Bitcoin's at 900 billion market cap and Dogecoin's at 100 billion market cap, if you want to say that Dogecoin is worth or equal to in value a project like Bitcoin or a project like Ethereum, then you would multiply the current price of Doge by 9 to get from 100 billion market cap to 900 billion market cap. So that would put you at like $1 something, all right? And that value will probably go up over times. But I'm not going to give price predictions for where I think Dogecoin is going to go. The real reason that I'm in this project still, after all this time and after all we've been through, is because I believe that this will probably be the currency, the decentralized currency of at least the United States. And it looks like we're trying to make a global push for it. And it's just a matter of time. And what I find even more exciting, or just as exciting as I find a price pump where I can make some quick money, is being in something revolutionary before it happens and then while it happens, and not being late to the party and late to the show. So it's an exciting time as things are changing and we're entering this new era of decentralized finance. And I think Dogecoin will lead the way, even though it looks like the underdog now. I think it's going to creep up really soon, really soon. So I'm making sure I buy and support that. Any other questions, guys? Thanks for all the good questions. I know it's been a pretty decent length stream, so I'm probably going to wrap it up. And I might come back here and regroup in a day or two, because I think that we're going to see some Dogecoin price movement over these next couple days. We actually did see a lot of fluctuation here when it comes to Dogecoin here. If you just take a look at the price movement, just a couple days ago, Dogecoin was at 12 cents, and now it's up about 15%, because from 12 cents, 10% is 1.2 cents. And so that would have put it at, what is that? About 13.20, but instead we're at 14.36. So we're actually up about 15%, and we saw moves as high as 20% just over these couple days. And that's why I like these times. With the coin so cheap, and we know the price can get so much higher, but probably not much lower, it's just a great time to start messing around, scalping, buying dips, selling on highs. If we think Bitcoin's going to pull the market back down, sell, buy some more low, and just taking advantage of like the 20% moves. It's really easy. I would love to know if Doge ever gets used as a currency. Bitcoin maxis will end up using it. Yeah, and Dogecoin's actually, as most of you know, was developed, when it was developed and created, it's founded on Bitcoin's code with a couple tweaks. So they're actually really similar. So I wouldn't be surprised. Just the main differences are Bitcoin's network, proof of work, just like Dogecoin's, but it takes a long time for transactions to get verified. And it's a deflationary currency. You guys know. And then Dogecoin's a little bit different in the way that it's coded. But other than that, they're based off the same thing. Do you have any crypto on Binance? I heard it's getting bad there. No. I never liked Binance. And I've used Binance once. So I don't use Binance. I use Crypto.com. I use Coinbase. And I also use Robinhood and Webull for different things. But I don't use Binance. I don't like Binance. That's just me. I know there's a lot of people that love Binance and they're all about the Binance coin and everything, but I'm not one of those people. All right, guys, I am going to wrap it up. Thank you all for all the support. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't subscribed. I'll be back and